everyone, my name is Hannah and today's video is something that is really important to me. I feel like I need to address this issue because if I don't, I am part of the problem. So today I'll be talking about people of color representation in books and films. What inspired me to make this video was this behind the scenes clip of the upcoming Disney movie Moana, which I am so excited about. But basically this clip showed how the creators and writers and animators of this movie went to the Pacific Islands to study Polynesian culture because the movie Moana is set in the Pacific Islands and incorporates Polynesian culture. And I was already aware that this was something that Disney always did when they tried to depict someone else's culture and race. I always knew that they had research trips like this, but something about this clip really just touched me and I started to cry and get emotional, and I really had to think about it. At first I thought it was just, maybe it's just my love for Disney, maybe it's my excitement over the movie, but no, this was something different. I've read a lot of books and I've watched a lot of movies, and I know many of these books and movies feature people of color, but how many books and movies feature people of color as the main character? Usually the people of color are always depicted as a racial stereotype. So for example, Asians are always the martial arts master or the math nerd. And as an Asian myself, I find this really upsetting because that is not all we are. We are so much more than just kung fu masters and math nerds, but that is all that the media seems to think that we are. I almost never see any Asian characters that I can look up to, relate to, and see myself in, and I just feel so underrepresented. Representation matters, and if you don't agree with me, if you don't think that representation matters, I'm sorry to say this, but you are part of the problem. You probably haven't experienced the lack of representation and how it affects you, but believe me when I say representation matters. When my race, gender, or whatever is being represented in a movie, I can relate to that character and I can see myself in that character and I can feel that character, and it feels so good to be represented. I want to talk about a specific book to movie adaptation, and that is of course the Hunger Games trilogy. In the books, Katniss is described as having olive skin and dark hair. And so that could have translated into anything. That could have been a Latina, an Asian, almost anyone. But instead, Hollywood chose to go with a white actress. And I'm not hating on J-Lo. I think she did a wonderful job. It's just that I think they were given the chance to have a person of color as the main character of such a popular series, and they didn't take the chance. So going back to Moana and that behind the scenes clip, why did I cry? Now that I think about it, I think I cried because I was just so happy that people are getting represented the way they should be, respectfully and non-stereotypically. Look, I'm not even Polynesian, but I know how it feels to not be represented in the books and movies that you love. I know how it feels to not have a character that you can relate to. I just know how that feels as a person of color myself, and I'm just so proud of Disney for taking a step in the right direction and stepping in and saying, look, we should just like represent these people in a respectful way. And I am just so excited to see the movie. I will probably cry just because I'm just so happy to see people of color being respected, and I feel like having a person of color as the main character, it makes us feel like we're actually important, and it makes us feel respected and actually appreciated in this world, and it feels amazing to be represented. I'm not even Polynesian and I feel represented just because I am a person of color. So if you don't think representation matters, please think again, because look at all the children that look up to these cartoon characters in books and films that they read and watch. Do you know how much these characters mean to them? Representation matters. It really does. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!